I would have lost it all.
I knew nothing about times of the month. And then I had to learn this stuff. I had to go to the store. And I had to go down the aisles in the grocery store. I never had to go down before. Nobody knows what you need to hear better than you. And you know exactly what you need to hear at the right time and at that right moment. But life comes in waves. You are here.
I'm here with the Panther newspaper, and I'm here with Bishop Sapp.
What's up, Joe?
I have a few questions for you for our students here on campus. So in your new book, Suitable, you touch on relationships and marriage. What advice would you give to college students looking to date for marriage?
Wait. Wait. You know, I got married at 25. But that's because I knew my wife all my life. I think that, you know, dating is about data. That's the important aspect about dating, that you're supposed to be trying to garner as much information about that individual as you possibly can. And you don't know yourself at like 21, 22. You don't really know who you are yet. So you need to take your time and enjoy your life. Enjoy your singleness. And let me tell you why. I've been married and I'm single. The best part about being single is options. You may not think that that's a major word. That is a major word. When I was married, there were no options. You know, I had to consider somebody else's feelings above mine. I had to be selfless. In other words, even if what they desired did not make me happy, my happiness was not the foremost and most important aspect of our relationship. That my reasoning for being in her life was to make sure that her life was better. Okay? As a single individual, you don't have to worry about that. When I go to dinner, when I get dressed to go to dinner, everybody ready to go. Why? Because I'm by myself. When I order my food, I ain't got to worry about nobody digging in my plate. That look good. I ain't got to do that, you know? So there's certain aspects of being single that are benefits to being single that I think that each and every young person needs to take advantage of. Because what we tend to do is we tend to lock ourselves into a relationship. You know, we want to be committed to somebody. And I'm a strong believer that you don't give covenant commitment to non-covenant relationships. You don't say, how can I say this right? I don't believe that you should remove yourself from the market for somebody that has not committed and gave you a ring and walked you down the aisle. So use your options. Take advantage of it. You young. You know, date. You know, don't be no thought. But definitely y'all didn't know I knew, right? Y'all didn't know I knew. But really, don't be promiscuous and all that kind of stuff. Don't spread yourself around. But at least have enough sense to, you know, not lock into the first person that you come in contact with and plan a life with that person when they don't know who they're gonna be yet. So take your time. Wait. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You got a lifetime. Trust me.
That's really great advice. Also, it's been 12 years since you wrote Never Would Have Made It. And did you ever think the song would resonate the way it did with so many people, and to the point where so many covers, so many samples?
Never. Let me tell you something. This is a true story. The song wasn't even supposed to be on the record. What happened was, my father passed away, and I buried him on a Thursday. And that Sunday morning, I came in church, and I was messed up. I shouldn't have tried to preach. I should have just really brought somebody in, but I didn't do that. So I stood up, and we usually sing this up-tempo song I wrote called I'll Praise You, to close out praise and worship every Sunday. Well, we didn't do it. And I stood there, and I was crying, bawling, and I just started singing those words. I never would have made it. I never could have made it without you. I'd have lost it all. After this, I'm going to be stronger, wiser, better. My brother took care of my dad, my oldest brother, took care of my dad until he passed. And he came down to the altar just bawling, crying. So it literally messed my church up. Well, the next service, I did it again. And I sang and messed my church up. So my wife told me, she said, Marvin, you need to record this song. And I kept telling her, no, this ain't for everybody. God didn't give me for everybody. He gave it to me for me. So I would sing it around the house and stuff like that. She said, baby, I'm telling you, this song needs to be on your record. So what I did was I went to my studio, I wrote 2 verses and a bridge to it, and I let her hear it. And she said, nope, you messed it up. You took all the oil off of it. So there's 2 verses in the bridge to the song that nobody will ever hear. So it got time for us to record, and I kept telling her, no, 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 no. And the day of the recording, she nagged me so much the day of the recording, I finally said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna appease you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in a medley of songs. And if y'all know anything about the music business, you never put your hit at the end of the record. Right. And the reason why is because y'all don't listen down that far. Right. It's just a known fact. So you always put your hit song at the top. What Never Would Have Made It is number 12 or 13. And the only reason why it's on there is because she kept bugging. She just got on my nerves. Well, a year later, I was thanking her because I was like, thank God I listened to your nagging self. Because living in Grand Rapids, Michigan, we didn't have R&B radio. We had Dawn to Dusk. Now, Grand Rapids is the 2nd largest city in the state of Michigan. We got over 1 million people, but we don't have like R&B hip hop radio. We didn't have it. So I didn't even know Never Would Have Made It was a hit until I sang it on the BET Awards. And when I looked out there and Puffy was crying, and Lil Wayne came up to me crying, smelling like weed. I'm like, that song is my ass, I'm telling you. So I didn't know that it was a hit song until that day. And I was amazed because I won the 2008, won the 2008 BET Award. And strangely enough, we caught the red eye home, me and my wife, and I was like, man, I can't believe this. I can't believe I won this. Baby, I can't believe it. And we got to the driveway. She said, yeah, Marvin, you didn't say you can't believe it. Give me the award. I gave her the award. She said, could you roll the garbage out? The garbage man is on his way. And I rolled the garbage out, and I said, you know what? I guess the BET Award don't mean nothing around here. but yeah, the reason why that song, it's amazing to me that it's had the legs and life that it has. I mean, but like I said earlier, you know, everybody's had Never Would Have Made It moments. And I think that's why it resonates so well, you know. 4 million ringtones, ringbacks. I mean, it's I never imagined. So, you know, I'm just grateful that I listened to my nagging wife.
So through your music, your literature, through your preaching, you have touched so many people. What do you believe your true calling is?
You know what? I believe that music gives me a platform to do what I'm passionate about. And I think my true calling is just to be an ambassador to Christ, be an ambassador of Christ, to minister to people, you know, at every level. You know, I think, you know, my crossover appeal, the secular side of me, you know, gives me an opportunity to minister and share things with people that I wouldn't normally have the opportunity to just share with if that record didn't do what it did. If y'all knew some of the people that call me for counseling, it's amazing to me, the phone calls I get, and from major people who just want prayer or who just want guidance, who just want direction. And I think, you know, that's a part of my assignment. And when they look at me, they see a guy who is really, really committed and who strives to live what he sings. You know, I've never sang secular music all my life. I'll never forget my mother made me choose when I was 10 years old. She said, you're going to sing gospel or you're going to sing secular. You can't do both. And at 10, I chose to sing in the church. And I've never turned back because I feel like in order for you to sing any type of music or for you to do anything, you got to have a conviction for it. Because if you don't have a conviction for it, you can't be successful at it. I could sing an R&B song, but I can't convey it. You know, people gonna be like, yeah, it sounds good, but you know, he's too churchy. But you give me a church song, I have you stretched out on the floor. And the reason being is because I have a conviction for that. So, you know, I think for everybody, whatever you do, make sure that you have a passion and conviction for it. If it's cutting hair, if it's braiding hair, if it's being a mechanical engineer, whatever. You know, just make sure that you have a passion for it, because if you do, that means you'll be successful at it.
All right, well, that has been Mr. Sapp with the Panther newspaper. Thank y'all so much.